But then we want to figure it down to that.
Which one? No, I think it's
No, we have it. We have a speaker here. He has to do it too.
no, you want that one.
Yeah. So,
Hey, Nick, you've got your skim background on.
Oh, look at that.
No,
It's on.
I gotta go find Nick. Good morning, you guys. Yeah, cheers. Thank you. I didn't really scrutinize.
Hi guys, sorry about that. I was so embarrassed about my background, I almost passed out.
What was it?
Oh no, nothing. I clicked on the wrong thing. So many pop-ups nowadays. It's recording, AI.
Portuguese.
It's coming in different languages. No. Give me one moment. I
Biết
believe.
ơn các mạnh thường quân gọi là vào trễ rồi vắng mặt đúng không ạ?
See, so many languages. But bear with me for just one short moment, please. As I make sure I have the correct homework.
Hey, Nick, can you hear me okay?
I hear you pretty well. I think it's been better, but it's pretty good. Maybe.
are you muted? No, you're not muted.
Okay.
It's like that.
All right, Nicholas.
Oh, yes. Okay. Bear with me. I'm about ready to share my homework with you guys.
Recording in.
Whoa, you guys still there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Yes, I can hear you. Sorry.
I mean, if I could just skip the homework and do the class, that'd be fun.
We don't have to do homeworks anymore. I bet maybe some people would be excited about that.
Hey, I got an announcement. Come here,
All right.
madam. Quick. I got a serious announcement, Nick.
Okay, I got my quiz ready, but I won't share it just yet.
The United States has a new driver as of today.
Uh-oh.
I'm so happy.
So the car, our friend bought a car for the refugees, and
Yes.
today she got her driver's license.
Yes.
And
Thank
she's
you.
gonna crash the car this evening.
No, don't do it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay. And Tanya's learning fast, and she said she actually drove it straight. We'll find out. Okay.
Well, then I'll say it just this last time. I believe Ukraine is in Europe, so what I've noticed is that people drive really close to each other when they're behind someone. Don't do it.
Well, the program is to bring all of them here and teach them to drive.
I'm into it.
Rob was a good teacher.
Rob Haggerty was the driving instructor.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
that sounds like it'll go really well.
I don't know.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, congratulations.
All right. Let me make sure the right one.
Yes, everywhere.
Okay. Can you guys see my quiz?
We can see all the intelligent questions.
Oh, good. Then
It
you
says
must
it's
be looking
coming.
at someone else's quiz. What is that? Utpala's?
In here.
No, no.
All right. Do you see the one that says quiz 2 master?
We cannot see it.
No,
Oh, you can't see it?
it's just telling us if it started screen sharing, which means, it's talking around the world.
Huh. Let me see if I can make it.
So again, your haircut was doing really well. What happened?
Let me try again.
I just want to make it curly.
I think Singapore government made you cut it off or something.
No, this is original, but anyway.
All right. It was looking really rimrod.
Not
I'm
now
not sure
anymore.
No, it says you have started screen sharing, but there's nothing there.
Yeah, I know. It says that it's paused. I wonder whoever's the host, can you unpause my screen sharing?
I think you need to click on the pause to restart it, Nick.
I definitely would if I saw a pause, but oh, here we go. Let's see, maybe this.
That's wife tells him pause.
It's not a pause button. This says resume.
It's not.
Hey Nick, if you want to send me by email, I can put it up. I can try to put it up on my.
Okay, I've already sent it to Utpala. Do you have it handy? Though it shouldn't make a difference.
Make a difference.
Sure, I'll do it, but it won't have the answers, right?
Oh, well, I sent you both, but that won't have the answers whited out.
Well, do you
Here.
want me to show the one with answers or the one without answers?
We like the one with answers.
Yeah, for sure. This is really ridiculous. Hold on one second. Oh, right now it's set to only the host can share.
Yeah. That's
Could the host of the call please
who is the host of the call? That's
enable? I think it would be Marina or Francisco. Are you guys available to enable sharing for everyone?
They
make you co-host, that would work too.
Yay! Homework.
Okay, cool. That works.
Yeah, with the answer.
Yay!
No. Okay, great. So
Nick, you gotta blow it up for the old people.
I'm not sharing, but let's blow it up.
Okay.
This is 2-finger pinch. There we go. Awesome. So we're in a section of Arya Nagarjuna's text where we've been talking a lot about liberation or nirvana. And I tried to make this quiz easy but still fun. So let's see. Fill in the blanks.
Prison fun is contradictory.
I know, right? We've been talking to some opponents, some kachiks, some guys have been debating against us about nirvana. And then we say, you guys accept a liberation with blank and blank. So why aren't you happy when we propose that liberation is just getting rid of blah, 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 blah?
I got a guess, but I'm not supposed to say anything.
Yeah. Let's see if other people can do it before you, Geshe. Thank you.
The liberation at the end is just getting rid of 3 negative emotions. I think.
That is something that did come up, and that's really good. That's a great answer, and it's not what I'm looking for here, but that did come up in the previous class. Maybe it was even in
Well,
that
the
same.
opponent objects to saying that there's an emptiness of me and an emptiness of mine.
Yeah. So who's our opponent? Just in a general sense.
Joe.
Liberation with
Who
body
said
and
Joe?
Joe.
Who's our opponent? It's the lower schools, right?
body and mind.
Our opponent is me and mine. That's also true.
The listeners, yeah.
Yeah, the listeners, that's good. Okay, cool. I'll take that. So they accept the liberation, and okay, so I made this maybe a little too tricky. They accept the liberation with no,
With no self and no body.
yeah, no self and no parts.
Okay.
Yeah, good. If you can highlight those.
Liberation with body and mind.
Yeah, with no self, no dap, and no pungpo, no body and mind. I don't know if those are going to be in this version because it's not my. Yeah, great. No self. I thought this was going to be easy. I was wrong.
Okay.
That often happens. Okay, so why aren't you happy when we propose that liberation is just getting rid of? And guys, this has been a refrain in all of Gyaltsab J commenting on Arya Nagarjuna. It's pretty
Feel
it's
negative
pretty simple.
emotions, but you can keep your mind and body.
Liberation is getting rid of, yeah, it's a little bit more specific than that. It's not the negative emotions. It's getting rid of a mind and body that person.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Okay, it wasn't as easy as I thought. And I don't know why I put a question mark there. That was a mistake.
Okay.
Or if I even, yeah, anyway.
There's a question mark.
Okay,
Why aren't you?
next question. We came across in the last class this verse from Wisdom. This is a translation into English that I basically transcribed from Geshe Michael's on the fly, giving us the rough translation last class. So the second question is just we came across this verse. It's kind of confusing. What is it talking about? It's a little bit confusing. We all heard Geshe Michael teach it to us. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anybody remember what it's about at all? It's from Wisdom.
Generally speaking, it's about the emptiness of emptiness.
That was very, very good, Ben. We did not talk about this beforehand. Nice. That's generally true. And can you elaborate on that a little bit?
How about the dependence of emptiness?
Yeah, great. Keep going. You're doing amazing.
Yeah, now I'm in trouble, Nick.
Oh, well, like what?
I'm not feeling very rewarded for being smart.
First of all, that was totally the right answer. So good job. Okay. I'll send you money, some amount that I'm not going to tell.
Okay.
Oh,
and his money, Ben.
Oh, this is painful that Upal gets to highlight the answers when she wants. But that's okay. That's the price I pay for having my screen share paused. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's gone. You can put it back. It's okay. I would love to move on. Thank you. I'm just not used to losing control of my quiz. So emptiness is an absence of something that we think is there. If no one thought like that, if no one thought that something was there, then we wouldn't be able to talk about emptiness. So it's one way that emptiness is dependent. It's dependent on people thinking wrong in order for us to be able to say that something's empty. Because we got to think something's there for the thing to be empty of the thing being there. So we got there.
Yay.
Cool. Nice job, Ben. Next one, please. Why is this verse mentioned here?
Because Neil Young wasn't alive yet?
Maybe.
Because there is people that misunderstand about emptiness.
Yeah, but why are we talking? So in this section of my text, and
people who reach nirvana, they're thinking about the emptiness of emptiness.
That's along the lines, Anatol. You're getting in the right direction for sure. You said the right Sanskrit word for sure. Maybe make sure you turn your mics off, please, if you're not answering.
Because some people is afraid of nirvana or something, of emptiness.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Here, let's just highlight the answer. These are all relevant guesses. I don't think anybody's any good. So nirvana doesn't exist from its own side. And I think, Oscar, this was pretty close. If no one thought it did, it wouldn't be empty of that idea. It's kind of tricky, right? This is, I think, understanding this part is kind of slippery.
Mm.
But it's because we're talking about the emptiness of nirvana, kind of. Okay. STWs. Kirko, where's word?
You do.
Oh, he's
sorry. Oscar, did you say something?
Yeah, you dudes, like you guys.
You dudes, yeah, good. You're a little muffled, but it could be you dudes. I just put you, but yeah. Galayin. These are easy STWs today.
How on earth?
No one knows?
How on earth?
Oh, how on earth? Good, good. Yes, correct. How in the world? Ngagi done. Done.
Functional thing?
I'm not hearing you that well.
Functional thing? I don't
No,
remember this one.
good guess though.
good guess.
Yeah. Sugang looks like he knows in like a 1970s kind of way.
I don't think he should be able to talk until he grows his hair back.
I know. Yeah, early 60s kind of way. That's right. Like with the earth in the back too. It's like a moon landing day. The moon in the back. Nobody remembers? Oh man. I'm kind of surprised. It's
Mentex,
sorry?
the Mentex.
Close. Very close. It's like the real
The
meaning.
main part.
The real
Yeah.
meaning. Is that Venerable Gelse?
Main content
It's the real meaning. Can you guys hear
or
me?
the real meaning?
Yeah.
Cool. Done.
All right, young man.
Thank you. I'm
good.
feeling much better, by the way, because I know I looked a little rough for the last couple of weeks. I think.
Was it just it just went away, or was it something official?
Well, I think it was COVID, but I didn't verify that. But I had many different symptoms, and I did many things to make it just go away, if you know what I mean. And I think I'm still like this.
Nice. Well, you look much better.
Thank you.
Let's find where you are. Here we go. I think, right?
Yes. Oh, and I did translate some ahead, but I can't share my screen, so maybe.
Or do you want to just tell me which verse, and I'll put the native language up, and you read us your translation?
Yeah, we can do that. I translated the two verses, but maybe we skip right to the commentary that starts with Nyang and Depa.
But do you want to read your translation of the verses?
I can, yeah. Let me see. Let me try to share again one more time and see if
I'll unshare.
Okay. You didn't
allowing
you didn't give me anything to translate, so I just
you just went ahead on the next two verses
of my own excited. Yeah, next.
On the beach of Portugal.
Oh, can you guys see it now?
Yes.
I think somebody must have changed a setting for us. No, I haven't. It's been too cold for the beach lately. Oops, and I didn't do this thing. Student translation. There we go. so nobody thinks this is something official.
In brief, we say, yeah, okay. Cinema and so on. Yeah, okay. Do you want to explain it briefly or?
Sure. So Dorna means briefly, and Mepartawa, very famous phrase. It's like one of the two extreme views that help define what the middle way is, a path between. This one is the view that things don't exist at all. So 99% of us, 99% of the time, suffer from the affliction or the problem of thinking that things come from their own side. Things have some nature of their own. And the other, maybe if we had a bad teaching on philosophy or emptiness, we might think that we might fall into this other side, this view that nothing exists.
Okay.
And most importantly about that, if we think that, then we would think that there's no connection between what we do and the world that we experience. And that's a very dangerous place to be in life.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And if you hold that viewpoint that emptiness means that karma doesn't exist, then you go third line.
Then you go to the lower realms.
Because you don't care what's good deed and bad deed. And the confusing thing is the fact that non-virtue leads to the lower realms, which is the third line, right? The third line, non-virtue leads to lower realms. Is that a correct idea or a mistaken idea?
That's a correct idea.
So why in the fourth line does he say that's the wrong idea?
Yeah, I know. I was tempted to, and probably we should switch around the order of the lines.
I think he's just summarizing.
Yeah.
You see, yeah, that's
why it says Dorna.
Yeah, so I think your translation holds fine. It's okay. It holds.
Okay.
You can read it that way. It's okay. Yeah.
And this does line up with what's going on in the commentary.
Yeah. Okay, good. Let's do the next verse.
Cool.
Can you go back up a little bit? Farther. I want to know if you can tell me the Sanskrit for fruit.
Oh, sure. Let me see. Palam?
Yeah, yeah. And I want the Sanskrit for view.
Durshti.
Okay, how about one more? I want the Sanskrit for non-merit.
Apunya.
Punya, okay, next verse.
Thanks, that was fun. It's fun if you get them right.
Yeah, it's not fun if you get them wrong. Okay. Can you read first? Okay.
Dorna Yipartawani Leki Trebu Yuchepa Sunam Dendro Gutumpa Yang Tak Tawa Shesheto.
Good. In brief, when we say that actions and effort exist, this is extreme view that things exist. Isunam Dendo Gutumpa. Now, this translation stems from Nick's endemic mispronunciation of second and first column thought. And that's what Grandpa insisted for 7 years.
Yeah.
Distinguish between them.
Hold on, let me see where you're talking about.
Your translation mixes up ta and da.
Karena ia partawani lagi jadi senang dan yogi tanpa yang tawa. You mean the ta and tawa? Or are you talking about something else?
I'm saying
There's extreme.
extreme is the second column.
Oh, I know. No, but I the only reason I did that is because I was called because yata and meta, I was like making the English translation extreme view.
Yeah,
But
just it doesn't say extreme here. This,
yeah.
It sounds like he might be saying yata in this case is a good thing.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean because I see what happens in the commentary.
Yeah, you see, so he's not talking about the two extremes, ta. He's talking about viewpoints. If you're a nihilist, you're in trouble. If you're the opposite of a nihilist, you're a Buddhist. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, totally.
These are not the yata and the metta. They are not yata and metta. Yeah, I think
that makes sense.
Be a nihilist, be an existentialist, existentialist. Don't go too far and say nothing exists if everything's empty. Okay, keep saying karma does exist, and that's not an extreme view. That's a nice view. Okay.
I totally know. Yeah, and I was going. So it wasn't me confusing the columns in this case, although I don't defend my pronunciation. I didn't have that particular confusion. I was more jumping the gun and assuming that he was.
Okay, about the two views. Yeah. Okay, let's do the next. You translated a few more paragraphs, right?
Yeah. In fact, I think I may not have. I did it in an older version, and I don't even post some here. But let's see.
You want to go through it? You want to ask someone to read it?
Yeah, Xuanzang, would you do the honor of, with your excellent pronunciation, reading this one?
I will do in my humble way. Nyangen be pa yang rang shin ki mena me parta wala ten parang gyuro shena.
Yeah, if nirvana does not exist through some nature of its own, someone may wonder, wouldn't someone be able to read?
And I was wondering if that yang was even if it doesn't exist, or
what it says is you can say that yang if even nirvana has no nature of its own. Okay, if a better way. If even nirvana has no nature of its own, then doesn't believing that become a kind of nihilism? Aren't you relying? But then, don't you therefore become a nihilist if you say that even nirvana has no nature?
Wow.
Doesn't that make you a nihilist? Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make you a nothing exists view depender?
Yeah, okay. That makes so much more sense.
It's sarcastic because who's saying it?
Some Kachik, some lower school guy.
Me a nihilist, you're a nihilist. You say nirvana doesn't exist. Do we say nirvana doesn't exist?
Through any nature of its own.
Oh, that's true. But that doesn't make us a nihilist. That doesn't say we cancel all things or we deny the existence of all things. Okay? He's accusing us. Then what's it say? Nick, Mayente, who's going to read?
Xuanzang, why don't you continue one more? That was so short.
Okay. Mayente, Dorna Denpa Tang, Kunchok Tang, Ledang Drebui Ndrelwa Sokme Do, Nyampani, Me Partawa Ni Sorry if I insulted anybody.
Somebody didn't like it. Yeah.
Nick, I think your translation is great. Not at all. In brief, to think to yourself that things like the truth and the jewel probably refers to the four truths, right? The
I'm
truth,
assuming so.
the jewels, and the connection. I like that you said connection. That's good. And I like that you said like for sok. This is extremely. Yeah, I like it. It's a great translation. Okay.
I have a question about this. Because the truths and the jewels are so familiar with this, we wouldn't need a footnote for this, right?
I would agree. I don't think we need a footnote. And your text is pretty much like a small encyclopedia of Buddhism. So I wouldn't burden the reader with too much stuff. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you. Let's
You have
see.
to be sensitive to not overloading people with too much stuff. Yeah.
How about Venerable Cat? Would you like to read this line?
Oh,
I would love to read this line. Thank you. Le tang, le ki drebu me chepa kurpa ndepa pe mi nge we le nigyu dusu sunam mayinpe le she jala.
Thank you. Nice.
Thank
you.
Let me see the translation. Lay down like a devil may chepa. When we say that actions and fruits and those actions don't exist, we are doing the non-virtuous action of underestimating reality. At the time of the cause, we call this the tricky word is gyudusu, right? The tricky expression is gyudusu.
Yeah. I was kind of confused here.
I don't know why he put it there. I don't know what point he was trying to make. This is the commentator, right? This is
Gyaltsen. Yeah.
I would say at the time of the cause is a literal translation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be saying it's also a result, right?
Mm-hmm.
This bad karma is also a result. It's a cause and it's a result, right? If you had the habit of saying that it didn't matter if you were nice to other people or not, is that a cause or a result?
Both.
Yeah, good. It's a result of thinking that way in the past or acting that way in the past, and it's a cause for thinking of that way in the future, right? So why he emphasized gyudusu, I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't make sense of it either.
Yeah, I don't know why he emphasized that. We'll have to see if later he mentions drebudusu, Okay. So it's kind of that thing as a translator, you say, you just put it in the back of your mind, but let's see if he refers to results later. Okay.
Okay. Let's do Ben, would you want to read this one?
Sure. Dendrepu Ngendro Jepe na Ngensongwa Shejala Deni Lokpartawa She Dole Sheto.
If the result turns out to be low, I would be stronger with the pena, meaning therefore, or when. When rather than if, because according to Nagarjuna, it's not if, right? Because the result turns out to be lower rebirth, call them lower realms, and this is the explanation from the sutras. Yeah, I would just say, this is what the sutras refer to as wrong view. This might be the result that we were waiting to get, right? And I mean, if you're a teacher and you want to get your students more interested, you could say it's the same thing. Discounting karma, looked at from a different angle, is to go to the hell realms. Saying there saying there is the hell realms if you look at it from a future tense. Okay, I think that's where he's going. He's trying to say Lokta is the name of the thing at the time of the cause, and hell realm is the name of that same thing at the time of the result. I think that's kind of what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Very
cool. It's very cool. Yeah. Okay, Nick, you gotta pick on somebody new for this new sentence.
All right. Do you want me to give you the plane back?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
That just means I have to be the. Okay, here we go.
I don't mind piloting, but let's see. Oscar, you're gonna read next. Get ready. Fire up your glasses.
Can you wait 1 second? I'm gonna give you a bigger
Super cursor. Super cursor.
Here we go. Okay, good. Go, Oscar.
Dorna lendre yu par yi chepe tawa ni yu par tawa ni che chala. Le kindre puye che par tawe dupe gewe leni. Sunam ki letang drebu dendror gyutumpa sokki. Trembu kiepa teni yantak peitawa shendo le shadow.
Yay. Nick, you want to?
Sure. Yeah. So in brief,
if you yiche that lende ye,
believing that actions and their fruits exist.
Good. That kind of viewpoint. This context, we're calling it Yopatawa. And that's, he's trying to say it's not the top, right? Yeah.
Right. This is the view that things exist. It's weird, right? Because we're always talking about.
It's a healthy view. It's a healthy.
Yeah.
It's not nihilism. It's non-nihilism. Yopatawa ni chichala.
This is what we call the view that things exist. Oh no, this is what we call this is actions and their consequences exist.
No, that's what we're calling, what's the opposite of nihilism, Nick? I don't know. Existentialism?
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
Yeah. He says that's what he's trying to say is, look, this is not a normal usage. Usually it's to extremes. In this sentence, it's not to extremes. To think karma doesn't exist is nihilism, but the opposite of that is a healthy understanding that there does exist karma, and he calls it existencism. Okay, so he says, I want to tell you, I have a new word here, existencism. Okay, the viewpoint is that Leki Debu Yu.
Sorry, again, what's the Chepa doing there then?
He says, I have used a weird word, the opposite of nihilism here. And it's the habit of seeing that things that do exist.
You're saying the reason I say existence.
When I say the view that things exist in this verse, I'm referring to a healthy understanding of karma, and I'm not referring to the extreme of saying that it exists from its own side, which would have been extreme. Yeah.
Believing in that, you make virtue.
Yeah.
And from that virtue, you make virtue, and virtue is actions. And
Yeah.
Sunam laid and then that merit, those meritorious actions are going to result in really nice rebirth. They're the corresponding cause for good rebirths. Things
Yeah.
like good.
Yeah. And that because it gave that result, we call Yopatawa in this sentence Yandapatawa.
Correct view.
Yeah, so Yopatawa, which means the view that karma does exist when it does exist, is called correct view. And the sutras, he says, they don't call it the view of existence. They call it correct. But he's trying to say Yopatawa here is Yandapatawa. Same thing. It's what the sutras called. If you guys read sutras and you see the expression pure view or correct view, we're referring to the view that says that karma does exist.
Yes. And I'm sure we've covered this before, but I can say sutra in English, right?
I tend to, especially in this level of text. Yeah. If it were a more general discussion, I might call it scripture or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, if you want to know about that word, though, I've been thinking a lot about it recently as a lecture, because sutras were lectures, and I think it's good as a Buddhist to appreciate that there were no written books in 2,000 years ago. That nothing was written during the time of Gautama. Nothing was written. They were all lectures. They were recordings. Okay.
That's cool. Thanks for sharing that, Geshe, because it's true. The word sutra really feels like a scroll or something.
Yeah, it does, and it wasn't. It was a lecture in an open field. It was very similar to the Bible, or it was a lecture in a garden somewhere. And I like that. I like that image of sutra meaning that. Okay, go ahead. Then who's going to read, Nick?
Where's Anatole?
Uh-oh. He's already working on your first text. Nick finished his first book this morning of the final version.
Wow.
It's 670 pages, and Anatole started checking it this afternoon.
Yeah.
No doubt. The headache has passed from us to you. It's very it's a wonderful feeling.
The crown of
crown of pizza.
The crown of pronouns. Okay.
Dana lay nja yut
Andre.
Dana lendre yut bani ta nyet samdu yengi rangshingi drupa minno.
Cool.
By the way, this is extremely difficult.
I think saying I must be wrong, but is it not just saying in this case when we say that actions and their consequences exist, we're just saying it conventionally, but they don't exist through any nature of their own?
That's fine. Let's do it that way. Yeah, that's okay.
Wait, I want to hear the difficult way.
No, leave it. It's okay. I mean, is the fact that karma and its consequences exist nominally, does that exist self-existently?
No.
Yeah, and this doesn't say that. This says, like you said, it says normally you should translate this sentence as karma and its consequence. The fact that karma and its consequences from drinking beer in high school. Oh, sorry, kidding. The fact that karma and its consequences exist, that fact exists nominally, which means I've named it that way. All right, it's It's coming from my seeds, really. It's coming from my seeds. But the fact that it's coming from my seeds, does that exist naturally?
No.
Yeah, that's all. So you could read it as yimpa, you see, and it would be
the fact that, yeah.
there are conversations like that, but this is not one of them. It would be overdoing it here. Okay.
That would be K-Trip J.
More than the reader wanted to know. Which is pretty common. Okay, please, Nick, who's gonna read?
Hasso. With his fancy anchor chair.
Detar Tana Takpei Tawa Chen Dungirwe So.
Yeah, and Nick, I would add the extra part from the alternates carving.
Okay.
I would add it, yeah. So if you thought that karma produced its consequences independent of your seeds, if you thought it was natural, if you thought that was part of nature, okay, got it? If you thought it was coming, sorry, if you thought that the fact that hurting others comes back to you, if you thought that was coming from its own side, then we say tapitawat.
Then you think that things last forever, meaning they exist from their own side.
Could never change. Yeah, could never change. Okay.
Could never.
And then you'd have the ta. Then you'd have ta.
Yeah, ta. The extreme view.
Yeah, now finally he reached the extreme view in the last sentence. Yeah. All right. Nick, who's gonna read number 4?
Cool. Ivo, do you read this stuff? Do you read these words? And give it a shot.
Professor Nick, I don't think I can read.
I don't want to force you if you're not comfortable, but
Ivo, the words
Yeah.
class.
yeah. Roxana, would you like to?
Yeah, I will join in the next class.
Good.
Okay. Roxana, would you like to? Roxana? Cool. Oh, you're muted somehow. Even though it shows you not muted.
Nick, that's an old student trick.
Yeah.
He was translated.
She's translating, I believe, Nick.
Oh, really? Okay, sorry. Isabel, are you translating? Also, sheesh.
Stop
Okay, all these translators with their cameras up.
Roxana,
Oh, somebody just volunteered. Was that Marina?
Roxana can read, please. I read here.
Okay, go for it, Marina.
Roxana, not to touch me.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. We're ready for you. It's not much. Just read those 3 syllables.
Here, lakche. Oh, you want?
No, listen to Geshe Michael, not me.
Let's go down here. Lakche. Yeah, that's easy. Lakche. The big.
Lak cek ki dunayan. Ten tin sepa tampa tempa.
Oh,
good. Nick, what's lakche?
Leftovers, or in this case, it's nirvana with remainder.
Yeah, now what the lower school in his book believes is nirvana with something left over, and what the higher school thinks is nirvana with something left over is completely different. Okay. So here he says, even when you achieve nirvana with something left over, okay, even then, doesn't sepa.
I've eradicated your grasping to things as being real.
If you can stop believing that things could happen without your seeds, if you can stop believing that things happen without your seeds, tarpa.
Yeah, liberation.
That's moksha. That's liberation. Stopping thinking that things come without your seeds is liberation. He's going to make that argument. Who's he?
Well, Nagarjuna and Gyaltsab by virtue.
Yeah, the most famous Arya of all time. We're going to skip the. Well, let's do the root text because we can pick on you for the Sanskrit.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Let's see. Rivas, would you like? Are you interpreting, Alex, or would you like to read? Okay.
I'm able. Shepe met. Excuse me. Sorry. Shepe medang yushi chir tikdang sunam la lenda lendepa.
Nice.
Deyi dendro la deni tarpar dampeshe.
Really nice. Really nice. I like your yoga too. I was watching you teach yoga. I wasn't following you. I was just watching.
Thank you. Thank you.
Does it count in this new Zoom world if you just watch someone do yoga?
I think you still get some seats, right? Okay. We're gonna go to the text, but let's go to the commentary. But Alex, Nick, can you give me any Sanskrit for Shepa?
Jnana.
Good, jnana, yeah. Which explains why the English has
K-N-O-W.
Yeah, the J in the Sanskrit became K in English. Okay. I want Dikpa and Sunam from the Sanskrit.
Sure. Punya and where is it?
By the way, the Dikpa here is what we burn in the fire offering. We use the Sanskrit in the fire offering. Those of you who are not
whoops. Not Punya. Oh, Papa.
When we do the, what are they? Mustard seeds? Or
Sesame.
no, sesame. Sesame, yeah.
Isn't that Papa?
Yeah, Papa. Papa in Sanskrit means bad deed.
I missed the fire offerings.
Okay, and we say
Punam would be Sunam, right? Punya.
Yeah, Punya, good deeds. Let me see. I want Ngendro.
Durgatech.
Yeah, Durgata or Dugati. Yeah, Durga. What's the Dur come from?
Dur.
No.
You mean what's the root? The Sanskrit root?
Dur. Come on, you guys. Don't be a douchebag, Nick.
Hey. It comes from douche, obviously.
It comes from DUS, which in Greek is DYS, dysfunctional.
I see. Yeah.
So gata means to go rebirth, to go. Durgata means to go the bad way. Okay, it's gata, and S has to change to before G.
Oh.
Bad going. Ngendro, bad going. You can see how literal the Tibetan is. They translate Durgata, which means bad going. They translate bad going. Yeah, that's how literal the Tibetans were, which is very delightful in your translator.
That's so cool. Yeah, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And Dendro Sugate. Yeah.
Sugati. Yeah, Sugati. Nice one. All right, let's go. Who's suffering next, Nick?
Somebody's got to suffer here. I just had somebody on my screen here.
Yeah, pick on somebody.
There's Rebecca. Let's make Rebecca read.
Delightful to pick on
Rebecca.
Pungbo lakme ki ne kapna Tenzin Lokpar Mase, Lakche Ki Ne Kapna Yang Mete.
There, stop. Let's translate that, Nick. Let's just go piece.
Thank you. So the parts, the body and mind left over are not left over. On the occasion where the body and mind are not left over.
Yeah, when you reach nirvana with nothing left over, okay, you lokpa your denzin.
You stop your grasping to things as being real.
Yeah, maset.
And that's not and not only that.
Yeah, by the way, in the lower schools, when you reach nirvana with no remainder, do you also stop your grasping to self-existence? Do you also have the believing that come from cease? Yeah, because you
don't have a mind anymore.
In the lower schools, nirvana with nothing left over means you lose your body and mind. Which is, the higher school says that ridiculous. Who loses their body and mind? Okay, all right. Denzin lopa mase. Chaki nam nayang.
Even in the moment of nirvana with something left over.
Yeah, according to us, I guess, according to us higher view people, even if you have nirvana with something left over. Now, big question, $100. Everybody woke up. There's nirvana with something left over, and there's nirvana with nothing left over. Which comes
Depends which school. If you're talking from the higher school's perspective.
Okay, Kramer, just because I want to contribute to Ezra's college education, can you explain why Plug May first?
Wow, sure. Thank you for the fireworks. Did I do that? That's incredible. Oh, cool. Isn't that amazing? Yes. In the lower school, no remainder means somehow you have given up your suffering heaps and you don't exist anymore, or some such nonsense. But in the higher school, which is the correct school, which is why my answer was right, the direct perception of emptiness is itself nirvana without remainder, because you don't have mistaken views in your mind.
Nice. So the remainder is different. What you have left over in the lower school is your body and mind. In the higher school, what you have left over is you start seeing things as self-existent again. So you reach it without leftover first, and then you have something left over later when you come out of the direct perception of emptiness and you start seeing things as self-existent again. So it's reverse. It's very interesting. Okay, $100 answer. Good luck collecting. Don't forget, Ellie's probably the most reliable way to get the money. But you have to ask. If you don't ask, it's not my responsibility. Wait,
we skipped the May.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And I was a little confused. We're going
Denzin.
Okay. Yeah.
They're seeing things as existing from their own side, something that you stop when you stop your heaps, right?
Of course. Yeah, totally clear.
Stop even before. Okay, Nelakidun.
The meaning of, I guess in this case, the ultimate reality.
Yeah, the meaning of ultimate reality is very similar to your homework question. Yeah, the meaning of the point of how things really are, if you know it, okay? If you understand how reality really works, now, controversial, I think, Nick, you Shiva, Meta, and Yuta.
You put to rest both of those extreme views, the one that thinks nothing exists at all and the one that thinks things exist.
He didn't say.
And he didn't use the second column ta, and I know he's not confusing first columns and second columns.
But listen, he just got through saying Yepe Tawa is Yan Dap.
Yeah.
Just got through saying the view that things do exist is a good view. He just got through saying it means to understand that karma and its consequences are real. He just got through explaining that. Now he says, if we can get to the direct perception of emptiness, we can yuta shua.
We can stop the view that things exist.
Yeah.
We can put the rest.
We can stop the mistaken view that things don't exist at all. And we can also stop the unmistaken view that karma and its results do exist.
Wait a minute.
That's exactly what this sentence says.
It's a different you.
What you? Where's you? I don't even see you here.
You.
Oh, sorry.
You.
This you is referring to wrong view. The other you is referring to correct view.
He just spent all that time explaining what's the view that things are there. And now Word is proposing that he's changing to a different kind of view that things are there.
That was also my assumption, but now I'm captivated, and it's time, and we just hit time.
I'll give you the punchline, okay?
Okay.
If you think that the view that things exist and the view that things don't exist stop when you reach nirvana, then you have gone beyond the idea of karma, good karma and bad karma. And that will lead you to Xuanzang. I say, Nick, translate this paragraph for next time.
Right. I'm up for it. It looks fun.
Okay. By the way, I'll read you the next sentence just for free. Lachek in makeup nayang, even when you still have something left over, Denzen Tadak say, you do rid yourself of all habit of seeing things as real from their own side. And because of that, you finish the rebirth where you have to cross the born into a new life. Mm-hmm. And that finishing your rebirth of crossing the boundary into new life is stated in the sutras to be what freedom is. That's freedom. Stopping the forceful passage from death to rebirth is defined. That's the definition of freedom in sutra. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So somehow that has to relate. Yay.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you very much.
Okay, now, how does all of that, how do we put it into our real life? What did you learn today that you could use in your real life at Peachtree Cafe? It's up to Nick. Nick, you lead this conversation.
I will. Can I make a quick announcement first?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you, Geshe Michael, very, very much, and thank you everybody for tuning in. And and thank you translators for interpreting our sometimes rapid speech. So after this, I will discuss with you guys for around 10-15 minutes. Then Peachtree World News will present for 15 minutes. Then we will have a Q&A session with Mr. Sugang Shi. Thank you, Sugang. So you can ask and talk about this with me now, and then if you have hard questions that come, save it for Sugang. He's looking sharp with his new haircut, so a good time to get him. Or easy questions. Okay, so I want to know what you guys think. So I mean, the point of this is for us to interact. Does anybody have any thoughts, questions, realizations, deep understandings, insight into this stuff? and especially how you might put it into practice in your life, or something that we could think about to put it into practice in our lives.
Nick, I loved this line about that Lokta, mistaken view is what we call hell at the time of the cause. I thought that was incredible, and I've been thinking lately about this idea of karma, of cause and result. That if you see your life as like a big, like long spaghetti noodle, or if you see any two things almost as like a big long spaghetti noodle attached to one another, like a seed and a sprout and a tree, that anything on the left side, on the beginning side, you call a cause, and something on the right side you call a result, and that almost defines their relationship. And so what is the thing that's turning from Lokta to a hell, a suffering birth or a suffering experience? I guess it's got to be my mind. I didn't see him say it explicitly, but it struck me that of course Lokta is a point of view. So there's always this question, I think, in our life about what it is to lead a charmed life or a beautiful life, or what it would be to live a painful life. And where is a painful life? Is hell, so many yojanas underground, or is it just, or is Tuscaloosa, this many miles from here, or is it just that I have a state of mind, I have a viewpoint, and that viewpoint ripens into me seeing myself in some other place, and that going to a place in my life where everything looks painful, or a place in my life where everything looks beautiful, is just made out of my understanding of the world today. And that's really exciting to me.
Yeah, that's so cool. Thank you. That was probably my favorite part today too, because it really connects, as you were mentioning, with like Nagarjuna's, that's one of his main things, at least for the masses, that this connection of cause and result, and how they only exist in relation to one another, and how they're impossible, that something could ever really be a cause or a result, on its own. And I think that is so deep. And then I like how you elaborated on how it's our own mind that's kind of the field, or the playground upon which all of this is, the stage, I guess, that makes all of this able to exist. And Tracy, I'll come to you in a second. I see you have your hand up. But I it's cool because, was that a life tool, idea? Is that practical for daily life? And I would say, like, absolutely, because for me, and I know because we've talked about stuff like this before, like, it's very much like what motivates me every day to keep practicing and studying this stuff, is to kind of keep this idea at the front of my consciousness, that all of this is like just this play happening on the stage of my mind, and at any given moment, like, I could have the fortune to shift it into something better. And it's a cool idea. So it's kind of like the best life tool of all.
Yeah, I wonder if the state of mind that understands my teacher's words is the thing that will be me seeing myself in a paradise, surrounded by beautiful people, happy people, loving people.
Really. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. And Tracy, what are you thinking? Love to
Hi.
hear.
Thank you for
Say
that.
hi.
For me, it's this whole start-stop thing, looking at everything starting and stopping, and if nothing really ever starts or stops. And yet, in words class the other day, he said something that really blew my mind, and it kind of, I've been cooking it, and it's about mental afflictions never really actually ever start or stop. And if we could see it that way, then maybe that's the whole cessation about nirvana. Like, what are we really trying to stop anyway? And now I'm like, I've always been looking at mental afflictions. Like, I hear somebody do something, I'm like, oh, they need to stop that. And it's like, so my whole mind right now is scrambled, and I'm listening to this tonight, and it's just, I need to try and really find a way to help me, because I've never had the proper worldview every time somebody has a mental affliction around me. So now I'm just like, I wish I could learn more ways to kind of even debate it and cook it and think about it. So I'm not sure if any of that makes sense, but
I think I relate to what you're saying, and that's really cool and really beautiful. And it reminds me of sometimes, I mean, I'll relate to what you're saying in my own kind of visual way, that there's times where I find myself like just being a human and living this life, like trapped in a maze, running all these different directions, running into walls, can never, and always trying to think my way out of problems in a way that's not possible. Like, you know, and this is how I relate to the mental afflictions never started and never stopped, in the sense that they're just this endless entangled mess that is an illusion. And I like to think of it like a maze, that if you had some kind of, like if it was like a video game and you could just levitate out and look down on the maze, then you could see from above that it was just this silly game the whole time. And you were never, you know, you've always had the ability to just fly above it and then look down and be like, oh, then just take a breath and okay, why can't I do this more often?
yeah, so
like
I guess if we could find like an ease, like how can we find a tool that can be an ease to like stop whatever we're caught up in the maze, and ease and find our way out of it? I don't know.
it's different things at different moments, right? Like a good meditation, I find, you know, whenever I've had the fortune in life to have a good meditation, you know, I'm not saying this is frequent, but like I'm like, oh, what did I do? Like, what was the series of steps that got me there? You know, like, 'cause but I can never use that same combination. There's obviously steps and tricks that help, but it's like the exact key is kind of unique every moment. And I think that the same holds true for, at least for humans like us, to kind of transcend those negative, or, you know, trappings of the mind. Sometimes it's overcoming fear. Sometimes it's something, you know, a really good juice or whatever.
I think the big thing for me is if we could find a way to like embody learning how to self-nurture and take care of ourselves, because if we sleep well and we eat well and we do all the proper things, I think we could find our easier way out of that, maybe.
I love that idea. And I will let you know if I get to try those things. Anatol, have your hand up. Oh, sorry, again.
I have one hand up here, but it's someone who often gets to talk. So if there's someone who doesn't get to talk, you might choose them.
Let's see what Anatol has to say.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Geshe. I was impressed today about the discussion on the emptiness of karma. And, you know, that seems like a scary subject to us, because if you say karma is empty, it seems like it could be anything. But the way I was feeling about it is that emptiness means that karma also comes from seeds. You can affect your karma. So I think that's a really good plug for the coffee meditation, to do Tartu, because even if you did a seed, it's still available. It's still available for you to turn it into something better, faster, like that. That's all.
Thank you. That's always a really heartwarming idea for me too, to remember. Like I can still work on it, work on the seeds after. Again, who in the studio?
Hang on.
And maybe this will be our last.
Miss Olga.
Okay, cool. Contributor. Hi, Olga.
Okay,
Hello.
short comment.
Yeah. Lokta is the name of the thing at the time of its cause. Hell, right, is the name of the same thing at the time of its result.
Nice.
So maybe if we wait for some time, we will be able to call the same thing a different name. Maybe if we wait for some time, we will be able to call our enemy a friend, and
Nice.
things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another way, just actually, Anatole has just triggered my idea that maybe indeed the emptiness of karma is the way to think of to be able to upgrade our life system.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that idea. I think that it's true, and it's something we don't talk a lot about in advanced level 3. That, I mean, it's in there, but what are the seeds to upgrade your life system?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Olga. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Geshe Michael, for this awesome class, this great text, which I'm super happy and honored to be working on.
Yeah, congratulations on your book. I mean, that's the achievement of a lifetime. That's about almost 700 page. It took 7 years or something, and no translator has dropped out. We have been going for 8 years now, and it's amazing, and it's a beautiful book. Those books will last. They lasted 2,000 years already. They're gonna last a long time after this, I think. Yeah. Sometimes I think I shouldn't do anything else, actually, but anyway.
Sorry, we got to keep the mixed nuts going strong. Thank you, Geshe Michael. Thank you very much.
Keep having bits, because we can pass it on.
Yeah. These modern languages it's important to get this stuff into these modern languages because so many more people can access it.
There was a sentence about having babies in 7 years, but all these translators had I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's because
Your baby's right there.
No, she's asleep. It's midnight. It's after midnight here. Thankfully, she's peacefully sleeping, snoring.
That's why you moved to Portugal. So she's asleep in that class.
No, but the waves have been huge. But I'll tell you about that later.
I'm not going near those. Okay, I think we got to go to this mixed up
Peachtree World News, and then Mixed Nuts Q&A.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nick, don't forget the link for whatever I might need.
Will do immediately.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hato.
Hello. How are you?
I'm sleepy. I don't know about you.
It's still a little daylight time here.
Okay.
But at winter time, it's getting dark sooner. But what it's also coming up soon, it's the event in Kyoto that you guys may want to hear about again. And I'm going to share with you a PDF, very beautiful PDF, to let you know about what's cracking these days. So I'm sharing the screen here, and let's go. So very, very soon, as you know, the event in Kyoto is gonna happen in a few more days. A lot of the worldview teachers, organizers, students are traveling to Kyoto to have a very, very interesting event, The Power to Dream, bringing ideas to life. So if you haven't registered for that yet, you're still on time online. If you have the chance to go, that's great. Try to go. I have heard beautiful things about Kyoto. But get ready, because those programs are very intense, very interesting, very deep. So make some time to attend to it. It's coming up very, very soon. And along with this program, there is going to be also the Sedona College Alumni Reunion. That's happening as well in Kyoto, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th. And in a few more minutes, we're going to have a small talk with Sugeng. He's gonna let us know how is it going. But if you happen to be able to go to Kyoto, try to attend to this program as well. Same time, during Kyoto, there is gonna be a YSI Lady Niguma training happening from December 12th to December 18th. All these things that we are talking about are happening in Kyoto. So apparently Kyoto is the hot spot to be in for this next month, but you can catch up online to many of these events. You can see the QR code, so you feel interested, check there or talk to any of those organizers you see on screen. Okay, now after that, December 27, you can plan if you have the time. If you want to go, Diamond Mountain is the place to be for the Ride the Tiger Hatha Yoga Pratipika retreat. There's a QR code as well. If you don't have New Year's plans yet and you feel like going, check it out. This is just a reminder. And then Sedona is gonna be the place where the Hatha Yoga Pradipika tree happens. But that's in January, mid-January. So you can plan ahead whatever or when. Okay, now we wanna let you know about some very cool news that just happened. This association is a Colombian association. One of the organizers, Maria Fernanda, she's the lady on the purple shirt on the screen. She came to Mexico last July and she talked to Geshe Michael. And Geshe Michael support her association organization with $1,000 because what they do is they help support indigenous people in Colombia to preserve their traditions, to give them infrastructure and tools, food, whatever they need to preserve their traditions, their culture, and to keep going, to keep growing spiritually, personally, health ways, and everything. So we want to share what happened with that money with you. So this is the community. This is one of the spiritual leaders, the guy on white hair, and he just passed away like a year ago. So the family was very vulnerable and they really needed some help and support. So what they did is like they got 2 donkeys and food supplies, tools for their preservation of their culture. As you can see, they are very, very happy with the donkeys because where they live, this is like the ultimate vehicle, you know? This is even better than like a motorized vehicle for the place where they live. Plus, the donkeys are very cute, as you can see. So we want to share with you a short video of what happened. This is all some other tools, cooking tools, supplies, shoes, and some cotton that they got for their personal activities. We just want to share with you a short video about they receiving this donation that Geshe Michael support them with. Okay, so just 1 second. I'm getting the video ready. And here it goes. Almost. Okay, share screen.
Compramos.
Wait, I don't know if you can hear. One more time. Share audio, yes. There you go.
Compramos insumos para la cocina, mercado, herramientas, zapatos que necesitaban, cosas de aseo y de ropa, el cotton para hacer las mantas tradicionales y dos burros.
Yay. So thank you very much. The people from Colombia extends their gratitude to everyone who helped. Geshe Michael as well, of course. Thank you very much. And now we still have a few minutes and we're gonna have 2 special guests with us. One of them is Xuanzang. He's gonna let us know the latest news about how the Alumni Association Summit is going and how excited they are to be going to Kyoto in a few more days. Could you help us spotting light Xuanzang, please? Hello, Xuanzang.
I am here.
Amazing. I like your haircut.
You like it? It's
Yeah.
curly. It's natural curl.
Very modern. Amazing. You look like
Thank
25 years old.
Thank you. Yeah.
Very welcome.
So, yeah. So let me update a little bit on the Kyoto reunion. Basically, we are fully booked, meaning that we have full house, but we also have a waiting list. So in fact, the situation is very, very fluid. There are lots of changes, mostly because people cannot get visa. People cannot get visa, and when they cannot get visa, of course, we need to give place to others. So if a lot of you who are still in the waiting list don't get this discouraged, I would suggest that you still buy your ticket, go to Kyoto, register for the Steps on the Path by ACI, which is the event which is called the Power to... What is the topic? The Power to Dream. Yes, the Power to Dream. So please still come to Kyoto, register for the Steps on the Path, the Power to Dream. In the meantime, by doing this, I believe you will plan very, very good seats for you to be able to move from waiting list to the attendance list. So please don't just cancel your trip to Kyoto because you are not confirmed. Please still come to Kyoto, register for the Steps on the Path, and wait for the good news. We are releasing good news every day. When we start to tell people, congratulations, you are not in waiting list anymore. We can confirm your attendance. It is happening almost like every day. But of course, on the other hand, we are doing that because people cannot get visa. So we try to empathize with those, but for those of you who already have visa, or if you don't need to apply for visa, please still go to Kyoto. A lot of people wants to go to Kyoto, but they just cannot. If you can go, don't waste the opportunity. Don't waste the opportunity, because if you reject going Kyoto now, you may not know if you can still go next time. So don't waste your seats on all this, okay? Please still come, register for the Steps on the Path. You are going to plan a very, very good seats, okay? Believe me, trust me. Okay, so that's the exciting news that we have. We have a lot of good news for those in the waiting list every day. All right, so that's all, Juan. I think I really want everybody. I really want everybody to go to Kyoto and register for Steps on the Path. All right.
That's amazing, Xuanzang. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I bet it's going to be very fun. And I bet if we start there, it's very possible something may happen and then everybody can be included. My feeling, don't blame me if something goes wrong, but my feeling is if you can get there, you already did the most difficult part.
And just go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We have one last person who wants to say hi. And it's Tim Lowenhaupt, who is already in Asia. Can we highlight Tim, please?
Wow.
Hello, Tim.
Hey, Juan, how are you?
Where are you? Is that a hotel or what?
No, I'm sitting in the Hong Kong airport waiting for my next flight.
I see. That's a virtual background.
Oh, it's not. It's a delicious breakfast place.
Wow, that's amazing. What time is it there now?
It's 8:30 a.m. It's not too early.
That's amazing. You may need some sleep. But just before that, let us know, what do you want to share with people that are about to go to Kyoto? How's the vibes feeling over there?
Well, I'm really excited about it, as Xuanzang brings all that energy in. We're just, everything's moving it was really kind of a big hurdle to get over in the beginning. But in the last week and a half, everything has kind of come together. We still have plenty of spaces left. And I know that there's a lot of the SCIM students who are coming, and we have plenty of space for them to join the event. And they can actually join right when they get there, so they don't have to do anything extra. Once they get to Japan, then we can help them get in. So we have about 95 seats left. So we're hoping to be able to fit. We have plenty of space. So if you want to show up in Kyoto, come on in.
That's wonderful. It's just a few more days for it. I hope you rest well, get energy, and we will talk to you again very, very soon.
Thank you, Juan. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's great to see you from the other side of the world.
It's good to see you too, Juan. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm gonna let people go back again with Xuanzang's Q&A, but just last thing, we want to invite you all to our big monthly event we're gonna have in Peachtree World News. This is it. It's gonna happen on Tuesday, December 5th. We're gonna have a 1 hour and 15-minute program. We're gonna have some special content from Geshe Michael Wisdom section, we call it. We're gonna have some general news of the World View Network organization. We're gonna have some talk with YSI and all the events you already saw. Special interview with Ward Smith. Please come. He's very, very interesting person. You're gonna get to know a little more about him. Some people sharing what's happening from Kyoto. So there is a QR code. You can register there. It's happening next week, December 5th. Please come if you can. And that's it for now. We'll see you again on Saturday. For now, let's go back with Xuanzang and Q&A. Bye.
Okay, thank you, Juan. Thank you, everyone. I think I need to speak slowly now that we are going into the Q&A session.